Guys, STTM here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Tennessee Titans and also just their new quarterback, the first overall pick in the draft, Cam Ward. So, yeah, guys, but before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, put on notifications, and comment on the video as it lets me know what you think, gets me more recommended, and if you put on notifications, you will literally be updated on the latest STTM videos that you just do not want to miss out on. So, enough with the Japanese and let's get straight into the video. Goodbow! Alright, so let's start off with the quarterback himself, Cam Ward. I feel like he's obviously the starter, but he does have a decent set of backups with Will Levis, Brandon Allen, and Tim Boyle. But I expect Cam to be the starter 100%. He does have a solid running back in Tony Pollard. He played pretty well for the Titans. And I also like Ty J. Spears a little bit. He's a decent player too. So I think if he doesn't want to throw the ball, if there's like a scenario where throwing's a little too dangerous, he has two running backs that he can trust. So that's a solid thing to build around Cam Ward. And he also has decent scrambling ability too. So that is nice. His receiver room is not super great. I do like Calvin Ridley, but I'm not very sure on how Tyler Lockett is going to play. Traylon Burks and Van Jefferson aren't really good receivers. But they did draft 3 rookie receivers. Well, they really only drafted 2, but they have 3 rookies. Their rookies are Chimere Dike, Elikiah Minor, and Xavier Restrepo. Okay, so Chimere Dike, in my opinion, is probably the worst rookie out of those 3. But I think it would be pretty nice if Elikiah Minor and Xavier Restrepo could live up to potential, and I think they can. Xavier Restrepo and Elikiah Minor actually have looked very solid playing with Cam Ward in training camps. So that is already a low bonus, but that is just training. That is just rookie minicamp, but that's still a nice bonus. So that is at least good. He has a solid tight end cast. I think Chigakonkwo is a very solid tight end. He's nothing crazy, but they also do have Josh Weil and Gunnar Helm, who actually don't look too bad. Josh Weil, he did not play that much, but he looked like a solid target. He won't get much playing time, but when he's on the field, he's a solid target, and I think that could be the same. I think that could be the same role with Gunnar Helm. Offensive line definitely improved. I feel like there's still. I'm not a big believer on Corey Levin. And I don't really think this center room is very good. But they have Dan Moore Jr., Peter Skronsky, Kevin Zeitler, and J.C. Latham. So Ward definitely has some protection. It's not the best, but there's definitely some. I do like some of those players a lot, like Peter Skronsky and Kevin Zeitler. They did overpay on Dan Moore Jr., but he's a solid tackle. And I think J.C. Latham definitely has potential. Now, onto their defense, though. Their defense, they have Sebastian Joseph Day, Tavondre Sweat, and Jeffrey Simmons. I think that's a pretty solid defensive line. Sebastian Joseph Day was a beast in some moments. Jeffrey Simmons is Jeffrey Simmons. He's definitely the best part of this entire front seven, maybe even the best part of that entire defense. Their linebacker room, not super great, though. They have Arden Key and Otis Reese IV, who are not very good. I'm not really a big fan of Cody Barton. And also, that is the same case with Draymond Jones. Cedric Gray probably is not going to develop at all. And I feel like that's sadly the same case with Oluwafemi Oladejo. So that is not very good. Their secondary makes up for that, though, because they have L'Jarius Sneed, who didn't play much, but is a very solid secondary player. Amani Hooker and Xavier Woods are very solid safeties. And I do like Roger McCreary, too. I'm not too familiar with Jarvis Brownlee, so I'm actually going to check his stats. I want to see how he's done or what the stats say about Jarvis Brownlee. So, okay, it's loading right now, but let's go see. All right. Jarvis Brownlee, 5'10", 194. Solid build. He got 1 pick. Okay, this isn't bad. I'm not sure if his stats are exactly starting corner level stats, but he's a very solid defensive player for this Titans team nonetheless. I probably wouldn't have him as a starter though. I wouldn't go that far. So they could probably use one more secondary player. So overall, I also do kind of like that Kevin Winston Jr. pick that the Titans got. I think he has potential to be a steal in the draft. Maybe there's something there. But overall, I don't mind this team, and I'm not too mad about the new special teams. I like Johnny Hecker as a punter, and I'm not too big on Joey Sly, but I think it'll work. Now, I do expect this team to struggle quite a bit. I do expect their division to be dominated by the Texans once again. I do expect that to happen, but I think the Titans are going to at least be better than how I think they could be a tad bit better than before. And two, I feel like this team's record is really going to be decided on what their full schedule looks like. I do know that I think they have Broncos week 1, which should be a loss for Cam Ward's debut game, which does stink. But I mean, I'm not shocked because the Broncos are a very good team. But either way, I think the Titans could be at least a little better than how they. I think they can go from like 3 to 5 wins. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. As STTM is now out, see y'all next time. Road to 500 subs!